We'd like to welcome you to this year's costume concert. The first group performing is Chamber Choir, and they will start with Adoram's 10.
Down at the river there a weeping and a wailing,
Weeping and a wailing,
weeping and a wailing. Down at the river there a weeping and a wailing,
saying, Lordy, won't you come and wash my sins away?
I sit down at the river there a kneeling and a praying,
Kneeling and a praying,
can't you hear me saying that? Down at the river there a kneeling and a praying,
saying, Lordy, will you find me for the judgment day? Drumming, drumming, won't you save me from the fury and strife? Hear me, spare me, just take me in your arms, O Lord, and lift me higher.
down at the river there a singing hallelujah,
Singing hallelujah,
singing hallelujah. Down at the river there a singing hallelujah.
as they kneel and pray, wait for the judgment day. You can hear them say, The next group that will perform for you is Jazz Workshop.
Thank you. Thank you. These are members of the Jazz Workshop, and that piece was entitled Tenor Madness, written by the great saxophonist Sonny Rollins, and that gave everybody a chance to improvise a little bit. So we had Amelia on the alto saxophone, Emily Stratton on vocal, Danielle Pratt on vocal. She's a great whisperer. Sam Jacobson on trombone. Ian Kidd on violin. Leah's family's here, I guess. And Bailey Pompey on tenor saxophone. Brooke O'Neill on the guitar. We're already on the piano. And Tyler Hamilton takes a couple chords on the
Kula
Some of the sounds of the season, and we'd like to play for you right now. We've always looked at the costume concert as sort of a preview. You know, some of these pieces are things we're working, and I always tell the students a performance is just a snapshot of time, where you're at that moment. So some of these pieces are continuing to be worked. I don't ever think a piece of music is ever finished. It's just you perform it at some point in the process, and that's what we're doing tonight. Hopefully you're liking the potential, because we hear a lot of potential. These guys are been really impressed with what they've been doing. All the groups. I mean, you listen to the chorus and the chamber choir. I mean, the level of musicianship is just phenomenal. It's a testament to just the fact that they've been brought up in music, and I think it's fantastic. It's a fantastic gift that you as parents have given to the students, and it's wonderful that we're able to foster that love of music at school. So we're grateful for that opportunity. I also want to make sure to thank the music boosters, and please, by all means, stop in and make sure we clear out the what's left of the bake sale items out there, because that would be a wonderful help to our program. And we're going to finish off with a piece written by the great composer Claire Drummond, who's really written a lot of masterworks for the concert band. And this is a collection of wonderful English folk songs. It's called The Little English Suite. And we very much appreciate you coming out tonight. We hope you enjoyed the music, and be safe out there trick-or-treating. And we look forward to seeing you at our next performance at the Winter Concert. Thank you. So thank you again for coming out tonight. Also, just so you don't happen to miss it, we have our fall play that's coming up in just a few weeks on November 20th through the 22nd. Arsenic Gold Lace, 20th through the 22nd. So come on out and I'm sure you have a wonderful time at that. Thank you all again for coming. Have a good evening.